Yo, before the podcast starts, I just want to let you know where to find the Spin the Rock podcast. We are on Apple, Spotify, and YouTube. So make sure to give us 5 stars and a like now that we have video format. You can also check us out on Twitter at Spin the Rock and TikTok at Spin the Rock, where you can get episode updates and clips. All the links will be in the description. Thank you for listening.
Hello and welcome to the Spin the Rock podcast. I am your host, Angel, and with me today is
Eugene.
Tyler?
And Vaughn.
Eugene showing support already.
Yeah. Indiana, let's go.
I think the only one who didn't get bad news is Vaughn because my team, LaMelo, walked off with an ankle injury. Tyler is finding out that half the people he thought were on different teams were actually on the Kings.
I promise you, I didn't know Matthew Dellavedova, Kevin Huerter, and like so many others were on the team. Like, I promise you, bro. I thought they all left like the league in general.
Let's just get into it. We have some news. It's been a while since we had some news, but Warriors are making moves. First off, Andrew Wiggins signed a 104-year contract. How y'all feel about that?
He deserved it. He had a good season. I feel like. I don't think Eugene likes Wiggins at all, so I don't know.
Yeah, I ain't gonna talk about it.
Oh my God.
I ain't gonna talk about it.
I mean, they want to lock him up. They used him primarily as a defender more than a scorer like he was in Minnesota. So I guess that's what they want, because with these contracts, him and Jordan Poole, like they want scoring for Poole, defense from Wiggins. Then was that leave Draymond? Draymond's got nothing.
Leading into that pool with 140. Yeah, Vaughn said it. They're looking like Draymond. It's looking like Draymond is gone. How y'all feel about Poole's contract?
Get paid. He deserved it though, for real. All jokes aside, like the season he had, oh, definitely he deserved it.
How much?
Why?
No,
I think it's a little too much.
Yeah, okay.
Just a little bit too much. Because he's a young guard, like one of the younger guards on their team. So maybe, I mean, he just extended for like 4 years. So I would have gave it to like his contract was up and then work out probably a bigger contract. You know what I'm saying? Rather than just a $100 million extension. But that's my opinion.
What was Tyler Hero's contract extension? Wasn't it 130 million? He's a sixth man of the year.
Okay.
So, like,
I think that's deserved though, because he was sixth man of the year.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, Poole's is even more. If I'm remembering Hero's contract extension, was this crazy? Because this is like his one good year so far, and I think you expect like, oh, he'll get better, but like, there's a ceiling at how
Right.
much Poole can get better. Like, he's already playing beside Curry, Klay Thompson, whoever else they got on that team, you know. So it's like, that is just a crazy contract to hand out to Poole, who's like a pure scoring guard at this point.
Yeah, I feel like it's a little too early for that much money, but maybe 100 million. Maybe 100 million. 140 is a lot though.
Yeah, I kind of agree. 140 is a fat stack for someone who had like a one like really good year. Like, who knows? It could have been a 1-year wonder, and Poole comes out cold as hell for the next season. And I'm not saying it as a hater, but like, I feel like a contract like that is for someone who's like proved their worth, like Hero. And Poole had like one really good year, so like
Right.
140, that's insane. That's up there with some big names. 140 is up there with some big names. All right, moving on. Today's hot seat. I think the last hot seat until we get back into the off season. So I had to make it a doozy. Eugene sent this to me a long time ago, and I've been saving it just for this one episode. Starting with Tyler, which conference is better, East or West? Now you can say they're equal, but you know which one in your opinion is better?
I feel like personally the West, like I feel like the East is just getting like they're catching up. They're like they got a lot better, and it's hard to tell. But I still feel like the West, personally, is the better conference.
Mhm.
Just like the East got a lot of, new acquisitions, like a lot of new signings and stuff, and then obviously some newer draft picks. But I feel like the West has just been like on top for so long. Like I feel like the East is just catching back up as far as like who's the better conference, personally. So it's a good question though, for real. Like it's a really good question.
If I okay, I think there's a difference here in like what you're saying, which is better. I think the top teams of the East are more so better than the top teams of the West, besides like the Warriors right now. But like any team from like 1 through 10 in the West could be a capable playoff team, whereas that's just not true for the East. So like with the East, the top talent is Sixers, Celtics, Bucks, Cavs, Heat. Those teams I think all have like finals aspirations. But then you go to the West, and I think Warriors, maybe Clippers are probably like the finals favorites. But I think looking to the East, you got more finals favorites at that point. But the West, they got a lot of like pieces spread throughout. So probably better playoff wise, 1 through 10 on the West, like I said, and then East is top tier talent in those 5 seeds.
Yeah, I'd probably say West as well. Just a lot more contenders, like Vaughn was saying. The further down you go in the standings, as opposed to the East. But as time has gone on, we've seen the East get a lot stronger. Especially since LeBron has left the Eastern Conference. So I would say the West, but I'm excited to see it even out and maybe potentially even the East get stronger than the West.
Oof, that would be insane.
Yeah.
Considering how long the West has been good. Yeah. I'm also gonna say the West, but I like Vaughn is like right. I feel like for once an East team can get to the finals and actually win. Like we had those years where an East team would get to the finals and it's like not even close whatsoever. So it's good to see that like now like the East can send someone there and like it's not gonna be a blowout every year. Like the East have some people who can actually win the ship. Where like there's times where it's like New Jersey Nets against Kobe and the Shaq. It was just, now it's like Warriors, Celtics, where it's like, oof, Celtics might actually pull this off, or Bucks, Suns, where it's like, okay, Bucks like also got this in the bag. Like, I don't know. It's definitely the finals are definitely very exciting for once. So, but dude, the rest can send like a lot more up as opposed to the East. I mean, the Hornets make the play-ins consecutively. All right. Moving on. We are getting our psychic on because we are going to be predicting. We're predicting Defensive Player of the Year, Rookie of the Year, MVP, and Finals matchup. You know, I hoping we're bold. I think all of these are actually going to be hard to predict. I don't think anyone has it in a landslide, really. So, starting off with Defensive Player of the Year, Vaughn, who is your Defensive Player of the Year candidate?
Okay, I got this man. He's been talking about Defensive Player of the Year. He's trying to speak into existence. I got Bam Adebayo. I think people really praise how he's versatile as a defender. Like, yes, he's a good big man, can get those block shots, but he can also guard the perimeter, which is tough for big men to do because like usually you got bricks for feet. Like Rudy Gobert, you can't rely on him to like stop anything outside. But I think this is finally the year he's gonna get his flowers. I feel like it's been a long time coming. I feel like a lot of good defensive candidates, either people will say like, oh, he got robbed, and like Drew Holiday, he got robbed last year apparently. People saying like Holiday over Smart. And I think it's Bam's year finally. He's gonna get Bam over Gobert.
That's a really good one because he keeps evolving his defensive game as well. He keeps getting better as a defensive player.
So for mine, I'm gonna go full bias because I feel like he's been robbed the past couple years. I'm going AD, but he has to stay healthy. I think literally that's the only problem of his. Like, because he doesn't play, I guess, enough games. Like his stats are there. He averages like 2 blocks a game. So I think it's like because he doesn't play, enough games or however they take that into account, they just kind of like push him under the rug. But I feel like AD like could win. I think he still has a few more years in him where he could win Defensive Player of the Year. He just needs to learn how to stay healthy. Not learn, but you know what I'm saying.
Drink his glass of milk every day.
Literally, dude, he's got to do something. Like, he got to stop rolling his ankle. He need to tape, braces, like all of that, bro.
Get those that I saw a meme on Twitter. It was like the 85s, and it was like walking casts are in the production. Yeah, I think
bruh.
AD's low-key a sleeper because he is a really good defensive player, but I think everyone just goes into a season like expecting him to get hurt.
Right, which also sucks. But that's literally what happens every season, So I don't know. I think if he can figure out, or if like the Lakers can figure out a way for him to like, rest some games and, play in some games, like try and like weigh that out, maybe it could work. But then again, you can get injured at any moment in time,
Mhm.
So I don't know. We'll see.
I fully agree with that because like if full season AD, anyone would want that. Like even just like disregarding his offensive game, defensive presence is like so valuable. Like you see those compilations where it just looks like AD's the only guy trying on defense. It's like no wonder why this guy gets hurt so often.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to agree with Vaughn. I also said Bam. We kind of went over it already. He gets better every year as a defensive player, and like on the Heat, like that's his main role. Even though like everyone wants to see him score more, he kind of just doesn't. So I just feel like this is the year where Bam gets defensive player. There's a lot of people I took into consideration, but like I just feel like Bam is just gonna get a hold of it this year.
For mine, like this is a younger player, and I feel like he has the potential to win it. If not this season, then I feel like sometime in his career for sure. But I feel like Evan Mobley would be I feel like he could be a good choice because seeing him guard, he can guard the 1 through 5. He's really good with his feet, and he can usually stay in front of the person he's guarding. So, and he at just 21 years old, he averaged his rookie season. Sorry, he averaged almost 2 blocks a game and a steal a game. So, seeing that from a rookie year, I'm looking at it from glass half full. I see him going up in his career, and I feel like he could win it. If not this upcoming season, then definitely sometime in his career. So
I don't disagree with you that he should be in the running, but like these awards are kind of like media campaigns, and I feel like people are going to be like, "Oh, he's too young to get that award right now."
no, I get what you're saying with that for sure.
Even
that's
if
how
it's,
some
like,
players
deserved, like they're going to be like, "Oh, he's too young."
Yeah, I feel like that's how a lot of players miss out on like those awards that they definitely deserve for sure.
I like that pick. I could also see Jared Allen too.
Yeah, he's another one.
Potentially winning it. Yeah.
Yeah, I really like that pick. Super underrated.
Yes, sir.
What about Joel? You think he has a chance this year, or do you think he's shooting for MVP?
Oh, he's going for
Nah.
MVP.
Yeah,
he going for MVP. Ain't no way.
Oh, do you care about that for real?
Anyone else, you guys honorable mentions at all, or do you want to move on to rookie?
I mean, I kind of briefly mentioned him earlier, Drew Holiday.
Yeah.
I don't think he'll actually win it, but like I think he should be in discussions at least.
Yeah, he puts his heart and soul into defense.
It'd be cool to see Marcus Smart go back to back low key. Like the fact that he's a guard and won it, and if he's a guard and
That would
goes
be
back to
hard.
back, that would be insane. So
Yeah.
That would be hard.
he's my runner up personally. That would be cool, in my opinion.
It'll
So.
be a second year of me seeing like Marcus Smart rob this person. So that'd be fun to hear.
That would be cool though. That would be cool as hell.
Honestly.
All right. The hardest, I feel like out of all of them, this is probably one of the hardest ones besides finals matchup. Rookie of the year. I mean, Ben Simmons won it in his second year, so I feel like you never know who's gonna win this.
Facts.
That's a
Why don't,
fact.
why don't you kick us off, Eugene?
So I'm also gonna be biased here. So Lakers, we don't have no rookies. So the only other team is the team behind me. I got my boy Benedict Mathurin, bruh.
All right.
I got him for rookie of the year. I'm also kind of biased towards him though, because during March Madness last year, my school, I'm not gonna say where that because that's like a little federal, but my school was hosting a March Madness some games over here. And I ended up watching him practice or whatever. And I was like, bro, this fool's nice. And I watched their game, the U of A game. I forgot what it was. It was like one of the first 2 rounds. And he was carrying, bro. So I think like him and Tyrese will complement each other very well together because he knows how to distribute the ball well, as well as just like straight get buckets. So I'm gonna be full bias and say Benedict Mathurin, but he might not win.
All right. That's because he was like what in the top 10?
Yeah, I believe so. Let me see because I have the draft picks right here. He was 6.
Yeah, so that's it's possible.
I mean, win or lose, LeBron's still gonna have to prove himself to him. So we'll see.
Yeah, I forgot he said that.
Wait, what'd he say?
He was the rookie that said LeBron's got to prove himself to him.
Oh, that was him who said that?
Yeah.
Yeah, the rookies were wild this year. The rookies were
All of
wild
them.
in
The
this
dude
year.
who
Oh.
hasn't played a lick of regular season basketball telling one of the greatest ever that he got a yo. All right. Hey, that's crazy. Hey, that's wild.
The
That's crazy.
Spurs player who said Russell Westbrook. Ooh.
Yep.
Oh,
I forgot his name. He got like
Oh yeah, the blonde hair. That
yeah,
was
yeah.
that
Some
was
French dude, I think, right?
I
Like some
don't know.
French dude or something. I don't know.
That was crazy. My pick, I'm kind of going with. I think it's kind of obvious, but I'm going with the 4th pick, Keegan Murray. I feel like just on the Kings, he can really do a lot with that team. De'Aaron Fox really finally has some help, so he's gonna pass him the ball. He was unranked in high school, and then like slowly got more and more attention as he progressed in his career. So I just feel like he popped off in the summer league. He popped off in college. I just feel like he can come in and do some damage, especially on a team like the Kings.
That's mad funny because you got my pick too. Because I was like, I know we got a top 4 pick. You know what I'm saying? And it's on the Kings. And there's even arguments of him, like people thinking that he should have been the number 1 pick, which I was like, oh, okay. But yeah, pretty much. I believe this preseason he averaged a little over 20 points a game. I could be wrong on that stat, but just like you said, he can help De'Aaron Fox. He's like 6'7", plays mainly the forward position. So I feel like you'll have someone like young, versatile player that can complement Fox's game too, and hopefully Fox can actually get some help. So I'll be firsthand to see the improvement. Hopefully there's something there.
True, you're a rookie.
Yeah, that's my rookie right there, man.
Yes, sir. Hey, we got loyal fans over here, bro.
Yeah, what? We don't
We loyal.
Yeah, we don't flip flop. What? Switch up. That ain't in my blood.
yeah. Okay. So there's 2 things I've been saying all this time. Kings are a 10 seed. Kings are making the play-in. And, in our prospects episode, I already said Keegan Murray rookie of the year. So I got to stick by that. Keegan Murray. I know 3 of us saying that is crazy. We ain't even mentioned Paolo. I gotta stick by my word. Say Keegan Murray.
Okay, but in like
I was gonna say-
reality, do we think he could win on the Magic?
Mm.
I
mean,
don't.
we're
I
saying
really don't
Keegan
think he
Murray.
could.
We saying Keegan Murray winning on the Kings, you know. So
Okay,
I think
but you got to
Paolo-
think about it. What does
It's a
Paolo
wide
play?
open.
What does Paolo play? Shooting guard or small forward?
Forward. I think he's forward.
He's a
I
forward.
think he plays. I think he's more 2-3, like between the two, but primarily 3. I think.
Right, and he's like a not a supreme ball handler, but you know he can handle the ball really well. In my opinion, I don't necessarily see him doing a lot with the Magic. You know, he'll get his minutes, he'll get his points, he'll get his stats, whatever.
Oh,
But I think he's just going to end up like Cole Anthony and Jalen Suggs in terms of just like how they turned out. Like they're progressing really well. It's just like they're on the Magic. They're not really going
Yeah.
nowhere. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I see what you mean because we always mention those guards that they got, you know, but like those are like ball dominant guards, and like Paolo is gonna have to wait his turn from those guards, you know, and they're young.
Right.
Like they're not all true. They're not all there at the playmaking point they need to be. So I see what you mean. Like he's gonna be on like the wayside on that team.
And he's like, now that you bring it up, yeah, he's gonna be like third or fourth option.
Mhm.
So it's just like, I don't know. I don't really see him probably even in the race, but he might be because he was the number 1 pick. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Yeah. What about if Chat wasn't injured? What would y'all say? Would y'all say rookie of the year for him or?
I think it's the same deal, low key.
Yeah, because he's behind Shea, probably Giddy, honestly, and
Yep.
I don't know who
And
else.
Lou
Maybe
Dort.
Lou Dort, yeah.
Yeah.
So
They
it just
could-
depends.
They would be able to play through him, like, have run a couple sets through him, but like I think it's the same deal with Paolo. It's just, Thunder, super young team. Can't really do much with him, you know what I'm saying?
Ooh, low key with Keegan Murray, would he be a third option behind Fox? And if he stays, Sabonis, or how do y'all think?
I would say like those two guys aren't very selfish players. You
Yeah.
know, they're not forcing their shots to like a ridiculous degree.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like even if he's the third option, he's got a better shot at rookie of the year because those are vets.
Yeah.
They know what's going on.
And we got to think about it too, like who just won? Scotty Barnes, right?
Mm-hmm.
He was third option behind Fred and Pascal.
Yeah.
So I think it's just gonna have it's probably just determined by who gets the ball more and who does more with it. You know what I'm saying?
Any honorable mentions? Anyone that you guys thought of too that you were like, oof, maybe, but just wanted to save someone else?
I thought about Shaden Sharp, but that was pretty much Paolo. I had Paolo too, but I had to stick with Keegan Murray. So,
Mm-hmm.
but yeah, mainly Shaden Sharp and Paolo were the runner-ups. Or
I had
honorable mentions.
Shaden as well on my backup because his preseason was looking really
Mm,
nice,
Yeah,
and his summer league
before he got injured in the summer league, for sure. Yeah,
right. So I think he might be a sleeper.
he
He might be a sleeper.
he might be a dark
especially
horse.
because he's what position is he?
Small forward, I want to say, a shooting guard. I don't know off the top.
Because honestly, I'm not even that familiar with him.
Mm-hmm.
Just seeing the highlights and such just from summer league and preseason, he was going crazy. So I think he might be a sleeper.
All right, moving on. MVP, the big one. And I'm starting us off. I'm saying Joel Embiid. I'm saying this is his year. The media don't want to give it to him, but he's going to take it out of their hands. I know he's tired of the slander. He finally has a little bit of decent help with Maxey and Harden. I feel like he can actually do it this year.
There's nothing to debate.
Honestly,
We all agree with you. I think it only gives him more motivation too, because Jokic, I'm not gonna say stole it away, but they were right there last season. So yeah, Embiid's definitely a good choice.
for MVP, yeah, I had Embiid too. I was just I didn't think he was gonna have that either, bro. I was kind of disappointed.
We're on the same wavelength this episode.
I know, bro. That's why it took me a little bit to say anything. My bad, y'all. I was like, come on, bro. Yeah, especially if he stays healthy. Oh yeah, he's gonna. I think he's gonna get it. That man been blackballed from that thing too much. But nah, yeah, if mainly like you said with Harden, Maxey, and they just picked up PJ Tucker, no?
I believe so.
think, yeah.
So he can have some help on that defensive end for sure. But yeah, if he stays healthy, I could definitely see him winning it this season. That's my main thing with that.
Mm-hmm.
Guys, I'm sorry. I also picked Joel Embiid.
Oh my Keegan Murray 2.0.
Oh God.
Oh no! I mean, like, what's there to say? He's been in the running for the past 5 years. He almost got it last year. Like, I think the 76ers are going to be a great regular season team because of him. But MVP is not a playoff award, so he's gonna look good in regular season.
So we'll see about postseason though.
That's exactly what he said.
He said he don't want to see my Celtics. That's all I'm saying. Okay, well, for our listeners, I did not pick Joel Embiid.
Thank you.
Because it was like, for me, it was a toss-up between him and honestly, I was like, if someone says Joel Embiid, which all three of y'all did, I was like, then I'm gonna go with this other guy. I got Luka.
That was my backup.
Yeah,
Oh, God,
I got Luka. Like he's been carrying that team so long. It just I'm not gonna say he needs to carry harder because he be in like 40-point triple doubles. You know what I'm saying? It's just like the team needs to do better. They need to finish probably top 5. I don't think you could really win MVP and be 6 or lower,
Yeah.
So I think at least top 5 and have an insane stat line that he's had his entire career. I think he could win MVP. If not this year, definitely next year.
I think that was the GM's things that the NBA does every year. I think Luka was the one who won that. And like, you can't even be mad at that. Like, he does much for the Mavs.
And they're starting to center around him more. So with who they had, Christian Wood. So he'll help on the defensive end. So hopefully they can do better this season than they did in previous seasons. But yeah, I got Luka.
I really wanted to say Luka, but I'm just more confident the Sixers are going to be a high seed in the East, and then Luka's going to be hanging around near the play-in and trying to like squeeze out of that range. Because like, again, the media, it's like kind of dumb how they vote. Like the media itself has such a high percentage in the voting. Like I think players and coaches should get like the brunt of like the worth in voting. But like that's not how it is, and they're gonna see Luka like a 6th or 5th seed, and it's really gonna take a lot. It's gonna be like a Westbrook MVP type season when he was averaging triple double for the year for the first time ever since like Oscar Robinson. The media was like latching onto that, and it's gonna take something special for Luka, I think, this year to do that, because it's like considering so many teams in the West have players coming back from injury and just like building on last season, because you got Warriors, Grizzlies, Clippers are coming back healthy, Nuggets coming back healthy, Timberwolves made the Gobert trade. It's just like the Mavericks, I mean, they got Christian Wood, they lost Brunson, so they're kind of like stifled in that regard. So as much as I'd like to say Luka, I'm just not convinced they're going to vote for him.
Right. I see what you're saying, because like it is true that he needs to have like some kind of super crazy narrative around his season. Like, how you mentioned the Russell Westbrook MVP season. I think he could pull it off. I don't know what it could be. But like I said, I think as long as he's top 5, nothing lower than 5, I think he could pull it off. But yeah, it's the Mavs.
He gotta have a Russ type MVP run.
Yeah,
Something, bro.
like they need to have like insane chemistry or some wicked system that Jason Kidd, cooks up something. Right? He's a coach, right?
Yeah.
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 He needs to spill Gatorade on the court again.
If Wood and Dinwiddie could stay healthy, they could give him a little bit of help, but it all comes down to him. If we're being honest, like he is the team at this point.
Right.
Yeah. All right. Throw someone out there that like Twitter throws out every time we see his MVP polls and stuff like that. Steph Curry. Do you think he can win this year?
No.
Yeah,
I'm just gonna say it. No.
Ooh.
I think they're gonna. I think he's at this the stage in his career where they're gonna LeBron him now. He has the stats for it, but they're never gonna give it to him again.
Okay.
That's what I think.
I fully agree with that. Like he could break top 5 in voting, but like it's voter fatigue. Like they're done. They're done with Curry.
He's played out.
Okay. And just to keep it interesting, is there anyone that you think is a sleeper for MVP that you think, hold on now, like they might be able to do it?
I mean, the names we're missing here is kind of Jokic again, but I think it's another voter fatigue. He's already won it back to back, and then Giannis, who's won it in the past as well. And I think they want someone new.
I think Giannis could win it. League MVP.
Yeah, that's hard, man.
I know, like maybe one more time if he's lucky twice, like 2 more times. But yeah, I don't know. Because I feel like after these guys, it's gonna be like Luka, maybe a Ja,
A random Trae Young.
yeah, like it's just gonna be like all the younger stars evolving type thing,
You think gone are the days of MJ, LeBron, Shaq, Kobe, of them winning 4? You think gone are the days of people reaching 4? Do you think that's ever gonna happen again?
It's possible. I mean,
I just
it
don't.
would probably help if the MVP awards are spread out more. Like Jokic won it twice this year. Maybe he wins it again 5 years from now. Who knows?
Yeah.
I think a big part. I'm just shitting on the media now. Like, really, the players should have such a bigger vote in this. Like, they're the ones there playing. They know who's like the best.
Yeah.
Like, media members, I don't know who they are, like which ones are voting. But if you're telling me Kendrick Perkins gets a vote, no.
I know there are like like the journalists that we all see, like Stephen A, I believe, gets a vote. Doris Burke, I believe, gets a vote. Some of like the top journalists I know get a vote, but I don't know who's all on that panel and stuff.
Yeah. Think of it like this. There's journalists with like 100 followers on Twitter who get a vote. Like, that's crazy. Like, that's insane.
Yeah, some of these guys are just like sports journalists and they're like local newspaper. It's like,
It's crazy how much power they have in the MVP. Because like I remember my dad was he was telling me Shaq, I forgot what year it was. He was supposed to he was one off from unanimous MVP, but there was one guy who personally didn't like him. Like it was like a personal thing, and he was like, nah. So that's really
still talks about that to this day.
He really could have been the first, but that one dude tarnished that. That's so crazy, bro. I'd be so hot if I was Shaq. Like, even to this day, I'd be mad. Like,
That's Shaq's 3 talking points: Steve Nash, that one vote, and his rings. You watch
It's mainly
TNT, and
the rings, man.
that's his talking points.
Chuck, you wouldn't know because you ain't a champion. Kenny's a champion. You aren't. You don't get to talk with the big boys.
All right, yeah. I feel like it's hard to predict now because I feel like so many times they're like, oh yeah, like LeBron and Curry, like fatigue for sure. But moving on, finals matchup. I feel like this one, besides Rookie of the Year, is a hard. Like I think this one's the hardest one. Like if this was 2016, easy. But it's been a while since we've seen like even the same teams in the finals. So Tyler, why don't you start us a finals matchup?
I feel like this is gonna be a crazy one. Like not for the Eastern team I'm gonna pick, but I'm gonna go Golden State going against if they can get everything, like egos aside, actually play basketball. I would say Brooklyn. Golden State and Brooklyn. No, here we are.
Hey.
And I know they got dog walked by your team, Vaughn. I know they got dog walked by Jason Tatum. But they're getting some players that are coming back off injury. They just signed Markieff Morris, and they're getting back Joe Harris. And they signed the bubble MVP TJ Warren. No, I was playing. But no, they have TJ Warren now. So they have some more scoring. And they have Yuta Watanabe coming off the bench. And they got rid of Blake Griffin, which I'm not saying that made the team better or anything. And Ben Simmons is actually playing. And I have like a teensy bit of faith in him as a player. Not as far as the scoring part, but the defensive presence. I feel like he'll be a better point guard fit because Kyrie's I feel like he's more of a scorer than, like, obviously, don't get me wrong, he can play, make all that. He's a great point guard, but I feel like that'd be more of Ben's thing to do on the team, depending on how Nash wants to run the system. And then Golden State, they just don't seem to die. They just only multiply in great players. And there's not really much I need to say about Golden State, but Brooklyn, I definitely had to explain myself. So
yeah, good.
Okay, before we get into him,
before we kill this man,
finals MVP. Just your finals MVP for that matchup.
That one's tough.
I guess it really comes down to who do you think will win.
I would say Golden State could probably go back to back, honestly. And then I would probably, if it's anything like last season, I would say Curry goes back to back on finals MVPs. I could definitely see that happening. So
how many games?
Oh my god.
I'd say 6, maybe 7.
Okay.
It wasn't gonna be no sweep or nothing. Like, come on now.
You get it here first. Warriors in 6 against the Nets. Tyler Carter's 2022 prediction.
I looked at the roster when I was thinking up like what I was looking at, like playoff teams, but I looked at the Nets. They got one center basically, unless you count Yuta Watanabe. It's Nicholas Claxton, and he's like the only center they really got, unless they want to put KD at center. And like,
no, that ain't happening.
Yeah, nah.
Like Nicholas Claxton was a big reason why they are kind of losing games in the end, because you would just foul him and then he bricks his free throws, and then he's not very quick, so you can just get by him. And they got him for 82 games, and he's kind of a thin center too, so you know he's gonna be injured. I'm already anticipating it. And that's just not including like Nash as a coach isn't very impressive, despite like what he did on the court. Like even or go back to when he was facing the Bucks, when the Nets were facing the Bucks in the playoffs. This man played KD the whole game for like the last 2 or 3 games. Did not let him rest. Like, yeah, no wonder like KD was exhausted and bricking it towards the end, you know? Like no sense of management. And then, you know, KD, Kyrie requested a trade. Ben, I mean, I've been on this already. I spoke about them already. Like, I'm just not a believer.
On paper, it sounds amazing. to your only having one center point, Vaughn, anything can happen during the season, you know? So like they could sign somebody, bring someone up, trade for someone. So I don't think they'll stick with him being the only center. That's the only thing I had to say about that. But that would be a cool matchup, you know, if all goes well. That would be pretty cool.
That would be a insane finals for
Like
sure.
you got the Kyrie Curry matchup. The I guess it'd be like Clay and KD. Like those matchups would go crazy.
All right, Vaughn, your finals matchup.
All right. I kind of cheated here. A little bit. I cheated a little bit. I said Bucks versus Clippers, but you know, injuries. Like I don't think the Clippers got a healthy season in them, as much as I would like to see that. But you know, I said as a backup, Bucks versus Warriors. Warriors are just proven, and if we're doing Finals MVP, I think Giannis takes it. I think Bucks win.
How many games?
Bucks versus Clippers, I'm gonna say 6. Bucks versus Warriors, I'm gonna say 7.
All right, that one's like a very real possibility.
Oh, definitely, yeah.
Bucks Warriors is
Yeah, Bucks
Clippers.
Warriors.
Clippers was interesting. That one kind of shocked me. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, I'm also shocked just because you had the most doubt towards them when we talked about them. So I was kind of shocked. I was like, oh, okay.
That's why I got back up.
Yeah, Bucks Warriors. I feel like that's a very real possibility. You know, the Bucks have everyone. You know, they're like ready to go back. Giannis is hungry. Warriors, like Tyler mentioned it, you mentioned it. They're just like,
They don't die. They
yeah,
multiply, bro. I'm telling you
Jordan
right now.
Poole.
Thing about the
Kuminga,
Bucks-
Wiggins, Wiseman. Sorry about that.
Yeah.
Yeah. The thing about the Bucks is they did exactly what the Lakers didn't do when they won the championship. Is they kept the team. You know.
Don't even get me started, bro. Oh my gosh. I was never more mad. I had never been more mad.
They wanna
Yeah,
keep it in.
that it would be so interesting, especially 3-pointer wise, because Chris Middleton and like Curry and Clay, like there'll be some threes flying in that finals.
All right. Mine is gonna be probably the most unrealistic. But I'm going full 100% bias.
Oh no.
Lakers Celtics.
Oh my god,
Lakers Celtics.
He
That'd
took
be
us back
great.
to the 80s.
Oh,
To see who
NBA
wins that
would be
18th
flying.
title, oh, dude, the ratings would.
I'm going Lakers Celtics.
Hold
Holding
on.
it.
Finals MVP in how many games, bro?
I'm gonna say 6 games.
Okay.
The Celtics will have home court advantage. That would probably be certain. You said MVP?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm gonna go bias and say LeBron, to be honest. I can't say the Celtics are gonna win, you know? Like
No, I understand. I understand.
Someone
Yeah,
that bet against his own team.
You gotta go against the better judgment when it comes to bias. Like I get it.
But yeah, that's my finals matchup. Bold,
That's,
everything, all of that.
you know, some NBA exec is listening to this right now, and he's like, write that down. He said, we gotta do everything in our power to make this happen.
Yeah,
Adam
just think
Silver.
that Tatum not a rookie anymore, facing LeBron again in the playoffs.
True,
Tatum wants
true.
revenge for taking the L, and then LeBron probably wants revenge for getting dunked on by rookie Tatum. So
That would be insane. That
Actually
would be so insane.
I would love to see it. I would love to see it. Probably will never see it, but I would love to see it.
That would be so insane seeing Russ back in the finals. like for the first time since like playing against
OKC,
LeBron. Like,
like,
that's what I'm saying.
bruh.
That'd be so crazy.
That's assuming he's still on the team when they reach the
Yeah,
finals.
yeah, of course,
True,
of course. You're right. You're right
true.
about that.
I'm calling it now. Russ, Finals MVP.
Write it down. Write it down.
I'm placing the bet right now.
Ooh, that'll be some good matchups though. And then you guys, Lakers got some young players too. I think y'all signed also, was it Toscano,
Yeah, JTA. Yeah.
Lonnie Walker? You still got Austin Reeves.
Yep.
There was a
You got,
shooter that the Lakers signed, right? I forgot his name though.
A shooter.
Or I think.
I don't remember. I remember we got
his
like a
name.
younger big.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot his name though. It was like Damian Jones or something.
Yeah, I think he played with the Warriors too, if I'm not mistaken. At
Did he?
some point. I think so. That name sounds familiar. No, I forgot the dude's name, but that'd be cool to see. Just
That would
be
be-
just crazy in general. Like,
I can see the commercials now, just showing like the '80s matchups and all that. Like I can.
They said first we had Magic, then we had Kobe, now we have LeBron.
you know them highlight things where like it's gonna show like Magic doing a pass and then it'll cut to LeBron doing that same pass. That's a generational thing. And it's gonna show Bird knocking down the three or getting ready to knock down the three, and it's Tatum knocking it down.
Oh,
The promos would be hilarious. Like it'd
bro,
be crazy.
They would.
They would go crazy.
They would milk
the
them promos.
Yeah,
Yes,
they would
they
milk
would.
the hell out of it. All right. My finals matchup, I kind of went with Eugene in more of an outlandish one, just because I wanted to say Warriors Bucks, but I was like, no, that's way too easy, and I knew someone logical would say it, so I'm going outlandish too. I'm saying Heat Warriors.
Ooh.
You gotta
I think-
talk your talk on that one.
Oh god.
I just true. I think Warriors, out of everyone in the West, like they're like the most like reasonable. Like they can make the finals way more out of everyone in that league, like conference.
Mhm.
Like Clippers could, Lakers could. Like there's a lot of could, but like Warriors can. Like Warriors for sure can. And like that's the one I knew I had to defend. I just think now in the East, like everyone who makes it to the finals is like someone you don't predict. Like last year it was the Celtics, no one saw the Celtics. The year before that it was the Bucks, no one saw the Bucks. Raptors-
That.
Yeah, true. So I just think the Heat, they made it before. Jimmy keeps getting better. Bam is, improving, and like a lot of during media day, they talked about wanting Bam to score more and how he's gonna make an effort to score more. Tyler Hero coming off of Sixth Man of the Year, I just think Heat have a lot of momentum. Gave Celtics some trouble. Like I don't know.
The thing about that is they had PJ Tucker, very versatile defender,
Mm,
probably just like doing the work, like taking relief for Jimmy so he could focus on offense. And now he's gone. They gave him to the Sixers. They just let him walk.
true.
And they didn't really add anybody. And if you lose, I don't believe him just because they lost from this team and they didn't gain anything back. They re-signed Hero and then they re-signed Haslam. Haslam don't do nothing. And the East is harder now.
The East
Like,
is
those
harder.
good teams, they just improved. So
I
it's
just feel like the
lots
Heat-
of faith there.
I do. I am putting a lot of faith in the team, but I think Oladipo is improving. Like he had some insane moments in the playoffs last year. So I just feel like improvement wise, I think the Heat as players improved a lot, but I can see like the roster rise. Yeah. Like the only addition is Nikola Jovic and he's a rookie. I don't think he's gonna be
And
He got
he's
drafted.
not even graduated from high school yet in the NBA.
That's actually wild. I didn't even know that.
Yeah, I didn't know that either. That's insane.
Taking like exams right now, I think.
But I don't know. I just think that they improved a lot, but it is a long shot. I would say Warriors in 5, Curry
Oh,
Finals
Gentleman
MVP,
sweep.
gentleman sweep. I don't think they have the weapons to battle the scoring that the Warriors have. The problem with the Warriors is you can't just lock them down. You also have to score as much as they do.
Right.
So
Yeah, they got lots of the Heat has lots of guys that are like on one night, off the other night. They got Gabe Vincent, Max
Mhm.
Strus, Robinson if they play him, and then Hero. Jimmy, if he really wants to, he'll will himself to 40 points, but then someone's got to pick up the slack.
yeah. So that's my finals matchup.
Don't worry, Kyle Lowry. He clamping that. He clamps.
Well, Lowry gonna put the clamps on Curry.
Yeah,
It's
you
gonna
know.
be it's gonna be Delanova 2.0.
I'm telling you right now,
The Curry stopper.
the 2.0, bro. Deli passing the torch to Kyle Lowry, bro. Why he got heat on his name? You passing that, lighting up the.
All
Lowry
right.
got too much of a dumpy to like keep up with.
Hey, yo.
Hey,
Whole league knows it.
so does NBA Twitter.
All right. I think, do you guys want to maybe throw out one bold prediction? Just one outrageous prediction that you low-key been sitting on? Or do y'all just want to end it here?
Low
don't
key,
have any.
that was kind of mine. I ain't gonna lie.
That one, yeah, I understand
Oh, yeah,
that.
I mean, maybe like, I really don't think the Raptors can make it.
Wow.
I really don't. I'm just not a believer. Like Vaughn on the Sixers. That's me with the Raptors. I think the Sixers could make it. I think they could. I think they could sneak it out. Win the finals? Probably not, especially with it being. It would be their first time, but yeah, the Raptors know. I could see the Sixers on the very off chance, if everything goes well, maybe even the Bulls. Because you got to think about it. They were number one the entire first half of the season. And then they just got plagued by COVID and injuries.
Back
So,
to
like-
back, too.
Right. So
Man.
on the very off chance, maybe the Bulls. Maybe the Bulls. That's like a hard maybe.
I got a bold prediction. Cavs can make it to the Eastern Conference Finals. That's my bold prediction.
I kind of agree with it. If everything goes
man.
right, if everything goes right.
Right, like because what were they? They were 9. They were playing.
Yeah, so they
Yeah.
scraped the
and
plane.
that was without Sexton and what's his face? Donovan.
Mhm.
So like
And they were
conference
injured.
finals.
And they were injured in the play-ins too. Allen
Who's
was
hurt?
injured. I think
Karis
Allen.
LeVert too, right?
Mhm.
Yeah. I mean,
Low key, I
I'm
might
not
take
against
that.
it.
Low key, I might take that.
I'm not against that because I wanted. This isn't going to happen. I wanted to say Cavs Timberwolves just because I want to see Donovan Mitchell dunking on Rudy Gobert's head for a playoff series. Not gonna happen. I'd love to see it though.
what is
Probably the lowest rated playoff series in NBA history. But I'd love it.
I mean, you could probably catch it in the regular season. Finals,
Mhm.
I don't know.
Oh,
I did not expect you to say that.
Nah,
That's crazy.
oh, no one's mentioned the Suns. Like they were the playoff finals like 2 years ago. No mention.
Yeah, but I think that's just it's not them necessarily not making the finals. It's just the Warriors being better.
Also, they're crumbling. Jay Crowder wants out.
That's true as well.
Ayton looks like he doesn't even want to be there.
It took them that long to pay him, so you already know he don't want to be there.
I don't want to
Yeah.
spoil our tier list, but I got them on like barely making it past play-in because like their roster's not even complete right now.
Yeah.
Crowder has to get traded, and they still want to make additions. So like we don't even know what the team's gonna be by the
True,
start
true.
of regular season, and then by playoff time could be completely reshaped.
What about you, Tyler? You got one?
I don't have any. Mine was like semi, just crazy, but nah, I got nothing else.
All right. I think I'm gonna throw out one more. I think the Lakers are gonna make that heel trade. I think they're gonna do it. Usually, Lakers Twitter, I look at what they say and I'm like, nah. But this time, they're kind of convincing me.
Bro, don't let him, bro.
I said, don't do that. Don't do
Bro,
that.
we-
Don't give me hope.
No, I
be
think
seeing
more
mad
likely
edits, bro. I be seeing mad edits. I'm not seeing it until it happens.
That's for every
I think-
superstar, though.
the Mavs are gonna swoop in and take Heald and Turner. I think they're gonna swoop in
Oh,
and
That
take
would be massive. Because
that would be insane.
That would be
They-
perfect for Luca.
That's what I'm saying. It makes sense. It makes sense.
low key. They could trade away. Oh man. If they have picks, like some first round picks,
Mhm.
they could trade those away, as well as Christian Wood. They might trade Dinwiddie. They very well could.
Probably get rid of Hardaway Jr. instead of Dinwiddie. Yeah, there's lots of ways to make that trade happen. You know, like
Yeah.
They really, I feel like they really could, but I think
It's
it
all-
comes down to draft picks if they have any. or not.
yeah, it's always like the teams you don't expect, like Donovan Mitchell going to the Cavs. Like they were talking Knicks,
Yeah.
like for 2 weeks. So,
Yeah.
All right, and that's what we're gonna call it. Next week episode, it's gonna be like 2 days after the regular season. So we're just gonna do one more off-season video. I'm gonna do a tier list.
Let's go.
Not gonna give away the names of the tier list, but there's gonna at least be 5 tiers. If you're listening on any podcast platform, make sure you rate us that good old 5 stars. If you're on YouTube, make sure you like and subscribe. Check us out on Twitter, TikTok at Spin the Rock. Thank you for listening, and we'll see you again next week.
Baby, hop in the rocket, yeah, we gonna blast off. I just bought my own, I can't tell you why they mad, dog. I've been eating good like I'm off a line of bass off.